Ewood Park, we welcome the teams for today's clash between our visitors, Leeds United, and your Blackburn Rovers!
Blue and Army!
Here's how your Rovers line up. In goal, number 12, Leon Wilson. Number 2, Callum Britton. Number 3, Harry Dickey. Number 4, James Hill. Number 6, Andre Grunstein. Number 8, Sammy Smollett. Number 16, Scott Morton. Number 17, Haley Carter. Number 12, Alan Woodward.
Scotty. Scott, get your fat head on this, my son.
Get up! Hit it! Sticking under the fucking crossbar with this bastard. Let it go, let it go.
Cunt. Fucking hell. Imagine that being your son, man.
Number 18, Dylan Markande.
That saved you.
So the terrible home league form continues. 2 wins at home all season so far in the league is just horrendous, really. And yeah, I can't believe we're in a position where we're actually relying on our away form. I mean, how long has it been since we had a good away form? I'm not sure if we can even count on that now after last week's horrendous result. But yeah, in terms of today, it was just so wrong from the minute I saw the lineup for me. It's absolutely beyond me why we're accommodating for Scott Wharton to be in this team. You know, playing Britton at left wing, so then we can have Hill at right back, so Scott Wharton can go in at centre half it's just nonsensical. You know, Sigurdsson should have started today. Should have been Britton at right back with Hill at centre half. Why are we putting square pegs in round holes? It's just a case of square pegs in round holes, as it seems to be the case quite often, really. And I know we've got injuries, but there's absolutely no reason why, you know, Britton should be playing at left wing. So one-footed, more one-footed than Ryan Hedges, which I never thought I'd say about a player. But just so infuriating to watch someone who is so dangerous down that right-hand side, can drive with such power, such speed, can cross a really good ball in with his right foot, to be put out on the left where it just neutralises that crossing ability, because he's constantly having to cut in, neutralises how he can run with the ball and drive at players because he has to cut in. It just takes everything that's good away from him, and he just can't play there. He's just so poor there, unfortunately. And so it baffles me that following that Sheffield Wednesday game, a game that we didn't deserve to win, even though that second goal was dubious with the foul and whatnot, we couldn't leave that game or performance feeling hard done by in my eyes. You know, at the very most, we could have got a point, but even then, you know, we by no means deserved a win. And when you're playing against the worst team in the league, that is just not good enough. And the fact John Dahl thought, you know what, I'm going to go with this exact same team again, is just a joke, really. Sigurdsson had to be starting on the left, Britton had to be starting at right back, and Hill had to be at centre back. You know, Scott again today had moments where he could have cost us points. The ball that he puts the from the goal kick, and the ball comes to him, and he dinks the ball across the face of goal and leads to a mistake, and the Leeds player chips it and could have quite easily made it 1-0 at that point. It's just shocking. He just cannot play with his feet at all, and you know, that's no fault of his own, but yeah, he's just not a ball playing centre half, and unfortunately someone who I think is League One level in my eyes anyway. So yeah, it's just really disheartening, but we have to move on to Bristol now on Tuesday, a game where we really need to break this rut of you know, no home wins, and this is a game which you would hope we would be able to do so. Not having the best of seasons, Bristol, by any means, and it's a long old way for them to travel on a Tuesday night. Their fans, you know, there won't be many there at all, you would think, maybe a few hundred. So we really need to take advantage of that and, yeah, break the rut, because we're going into Southampton away after that, which will not be easy. So we need to get the points against Bristol. And obviously we've got Watford coming up after that and Huddersfield away. But again, a bogey team for us, Huddersfield away. Never an easy place to go going to the John Smiths. But yeah, in terms of performances, I'm shocked to see Harry Pickering got man of the match. I thought he was quite poor today. I thought it was a joke, to be honest, the fact he got it. You know, Waltz made a really good save at one point, non-toe shot, and he tipped it onto the bar. But, you know, for the first goal, could he have done more? I don't know. Pickering should have done more for the first goal, for sure. I think he should have been pressing Dan James and been on him straight away. It just gives him so much time to set himself and shoot, bring the ball down and whatnot. It's just not good enough, and he's way too slow. Not particularly happy with that contract extension, if I'm being honest. I think he's very, very, very average at this level, even below average in my eyes. And he's just way too slow, to say the least. Yeah, I already touched on Scott Wharton, not the best of games. Carter had a solid game, as he always does, really. James Hill weren't particularly great today and was definitely somewhat at fault for the first goal. I think it's Perrault tries to do a skill and completely blunders it, and somehow Hill botches his tackle and doesn't manage to win the ball, which then leads to the goal. Not good enough at all, and he weren't particularly great against Sheffield Wednesday, so I would like to maybe see him move to centre half and, you know, just get him out of that right back slot, get him at centre half where he should be playing, get Britton at right back where he should be playing. Obviously, I've already touched on Britton out on that left wing, but when he was moved to right back the second half, it was better. Couldn't have been any worse, and you know, we're making those marauding runs down there, and he's got such good pace. You know, he was a threat, which was good to see. Transted had a very solid game, as he always does. Adam was a bit quiet today, but he did obviously his bits. Didn't have any of those killer balls, which, you know, obviously we saw against Birmingham, playing Smodics through for that first one, for example. Just such an eye for a pass. Unfortunately, we didn't see any of that today. And yeah, I mean, against this Leeds defence, it was always going to be hard. Smodics had a poor game, to be honest. Just really slowed the attack down at times when we were on the counter with some of his passes, especially in the second half into Sigurdsson, just constantly playing the ball to his feet and not in front of him, just really slowed us down. Leonard, I genuinely forgot was on the pitch for the first half. For about the first half of the first half, I genuinely forgot he was on the pitch, I'll be honest. Just not involved at all and was just an absolute passenger. The only thing of note he did the entire game was, you know, a ball was played through to him and he got cleaned out. But that is literally it. I thought Ennis was more positive when he come on. Didn't do much either, but at least was getting himself on the ball and does have that physicality which Leonard hasn't grown into his body yet, clearly. Ennis has that physicality to hold up with the ball and whatnot and be a bit more of a target man, so when you can play the ball into and play it off a Danny Graham type player, really. And Moran, I don't think Moran was great today, to be honest. Just like he was really poor at Sheffield Wednesday, he's been poor again today in my eyes. Just didn't do anything really, and kind of shows obviously with the lack of creativity in both games, really. He is our main man for creativity, obviously with Smodics as well. You know, he's the one putting the goals away. He didn't have the best of games really away at Sheffield Wednesday. Ivy Smodics, he got his goal but weren't brilliant, and it's showing, and we're really hurting. In terms of subs, I've already touched on this. Sigurdsson was decent when he come on. He should have started the game for sure, and Garrett, there wasn't really much to say about Garrett, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we need to pick ourselves up. We're slipping down the table now, and like I mentioned, we've got Southampton to come. So I think it's got to be a win on Tuesday, Southampton, and then it's got to be a win at home against Watford as well, really. Southampton, you can kind of write that off now. I'd be very shocked if we were to get anything from that game. And then Huddersfield away, need to go there and hopefully at least get a point, but they are such a bogey team for us. But yeah, I'm just really hoping we can get some reinforcements in January. There are some of these players now starting to come back from injury, what's good, but there's still about half of them who are still going to be out for that little bit longer. I don't think Gallagher's near match fit yet. Dolan, obviously. Jonathan Costello, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's hurting us right now. We are lacking a lot of quality. You look at the bench, and your only option on the bench today was Sigurdsson really. You know, Marconde come on as well. Forgot to mention that, and yeah, you can tell JDT just does not trust him. The fact he's been so starved of minutes recently, even with this threadbare squad. So I think he's a player that will probably be getting moved on this summer, to be honest. But yeah, time will tell. On to Tuesday, and yeah, hopefully a much more positive result.